1983 Ford Fiesta Mark 1. Now, as you can see, this one has had quite a lot of money spent and time converting it into a very, very good Mark 1 XR2 replica. Normally, where you see things like this, we've had a few Escorts and things like that might be RS Turbo replicas or 1600 replicas. They normally start with quite a scruffy car. Not in the case in this one. This one was a very, very nice 957cc Poplar Plus. Before they started, they've then gone through the trouble of the arches, the sticker pack, the wheels. Obviously, you'll know on a Mark 1, you have square headlights with indicators below them, whereas on the XR2, you have your round headlight and that XR2 specific bumper with the indicators on it, lower front chin spoiler, rear bumpers, the rear tailgate spoiler, all that sort of stuff. I mean, we'll list all of this in the description. And they even went to the trouble of finding a very, very nice, and the vendor has told me that that's original, but it has been retightened and cleaned, Mark 1 XR2 interior, which as you can see is in lovely condition. We'll have a proper look at it later on. Dials, the lot, everything. So we'll start by having a look at the bodywork, and then we'll put the camera underneath in a few spots so you can have a look under there. We'll check the interior out, and then we'll go for a cold engine startup. So starting on this driver's side, if you look down here, you can see it's lovely and straight all the way down there. That sort of double body line is crisp all the way down. It's not full of ripples or filler or anything like that. Front driver's wing is lovely and neat. Obviously you want to check below the bumper there. A little bit of mud, we've missed, ignore that. But you would check under here and above here for any signs of any rot coming through. Obviously we've got plastic arches, so we can't really tell too much on the arches, but you can get your hands in behind and feel the metal arch, which if you do, you can feel is lovely and sharp all the way along. It's on the correct XR2 wheels with 4 nice quality matching tyres all the way around. Rest of that front wing, all lovely and tidy. And again, usual areas on this sort of era Fiesta, you want to check this section here for any corrosion coming through, which as you can see on this one's all very good. And you also want to check scuttle panel, round the sort of rubber seals on the windows, and all the usual areas which we'll check. There's not like a build-up of paint in here. Lovely and neat around the seal. The seal itself is nice and soft. Brings you up onto the roof, which again, really nice and tidy. Not full of ripples or dents. Lovely and smooth all the way across. No sign of any stone chips or anything on the leading edge. Lovely and clean inside the gutters. Windows all the way down the side are stamped up and clear. They're not caked in scratches. All the seals are nice and soft as well. We do have one little bubble in the paint just starting there. You can just see that. It's more of a spider than a bubble, to be fair. Very, very minor, but it is there. Lovely and clean around the wing mirror. That sticker pack all nice all the way down the side. We've got a very small, in fact that's on top of the paint, ignore that, we'll probably be able to get that off. In fact there's not. It's a very small scratch, smaller than my thumb, just there. And if we pop the camera underneath from here, you can see that sill all the way along, lovely and neat. The lip, nice and sharp. A little bit of water that we've missed when we've cleaned it, but other than that, all good. As I'm sure you know, it's about as wet as it can possibly be outside at the minute, so there's going to be the odd little drip here and there, but that, very, very clean and tidy under there. All nice and neat coming down this side. Even if you look on the leading edges and the door shuts and everything, all very nice. Nothing to whinge about coming down this rear quarter. Normally you get some stone chips causing corrosion down here, but again, that's all good. And we want to feel what it's like behind that body kit, all the way around, all nice and neat. You can just see in there on the camera. If we pop the camera underneath, you can see the sort of pickup points and things. All really nice and tidy under there. And then coming back up this side, like I say, lovely and straight all the way up. That lovely deep red paintwork, very, very good. Behind the bumper on this side, that seam down there, that's all nice and tidy. Same on this side. The bumper itself sits lovely and level. Nice and straight on the underside there as well. If we pop the camera under there, you can see all very good. Nothing you don't want to whinge about on there. And then along the top, this spoiler, lovely and soft. It's not dried out or cracked. Same goes for the seal. And this, I think, is a nice touch. So rather than the XR2 logo you'd normally have, they've gone for the Fiesta one, which is quite nice. And they're lovely and neat all the way along there. Up on the roof on this side again, lovely and straight. There is just here a bit of a burn in the lacquer. You might see that in the right light. There you go. From a bird poo, so that could do with a bit of a machine polish. I would imagine that would get rid of that. Lovely and clean along the gutter rail on this side. All the windows again stamped up with nice soft seals. And if we have a look down this side again, nice and sharp all the way down there, not full of ripples or dents or anything like that. There's a couple of little marks in the paint here. You can just see them on the camera. It's almost like sometimes where the primer's not quite been dried out properly. It's got a couple of little bubbles there. You can just see them. Very, very minor. You have to get right on top of them. If I hadn't shown you, you wouldn't have seen it, but it is worth pointing it out. All nice and neat inside this arch as well. Another good wheel and tyre. Around the filler cap's all good as well. Around the locks on both sides, around the handles, nice and neat. I'll pop the camera underneath from here as well. Go from front to back. Really nice and neat. All the way along you can see the floor pans, apart from a bit of water from being on the trailer on the way up this afternoon. Lovely and tidy under there. All very good. Continuing our way up, there's no real marks to note on any of the bodywork, sort of stone chips or anything like that. If we're being picky, we've maybe got one very small one just there. Lovely and neat on that front wing. Couple of little, sort of almost a little run in the paint there, I think. Lovely and neat on that front tyre. And then round on the front, that front bumper sitting lovely and level. Chin spoiler below it is all very good. It's not been rammed up any curbs or anything like that. While we're down here, you can see it's not dropped any fluid or anything on the floor. See just how clean that engine and everything is from there as well. Metal work down the front there, nice and neat. Along the leading edge of the bonnet is all good. If we're being picky, bonnet wants a little bit of a better alignment. It's sort of slightly nipping up. It's not actually catching or anything there. But it could sit a little bit better if we want to be picky. It could just be a little bit better by sort of skewing it up to the passenger side ever so slightly. Relatively easy job to do as well, but it would make a big difference. So bodywork wise, really very, very presentable. Arguably, if it was an XR2 itself in that condition, you're talking 20,000 plus now. Moving on to the interior. And again, like I said, XR2 interior, it has been retightened. So it's sitting lovely. Normally these are all saggy and these are squidged off to one side. And then a proper clean, you can see on that door card. All very good. The edges of the doors are nice. Door shuts lovely and neat. Got a forward mat in there so the carpet underneath is lovely and clean. All nice around there. Very, very little wear on the steering wheel. And the vendor did say he changed the clocks for XR2 clocks. Had the mileage match exactly what the clocks were when they came out of the car. If you check the description, we'll detail everything we know about the history, where it's been, all that sort of stuff. Top of the dash, there's no cracks or anything at all in there. Nice and neat down the centre console. We do have a Goodman's sort of aftermarket stereo in there, but other than that, all nice and neat. There's really nothing to whinge about on those seats at all. Really very, very good. This material can look dirty on the camera, but if we get nice and close, you can see it is nice and tidy on there. And then moving into the back, arguably could do with a little bit of a steam cleaner in the back just to tighten that backrest up ever so slightly, but the rest of it's all very good. Smells great in here, like a new car almost. Really, really nice. No signs of any damp or anything like that. Lovely and neat on the headlining. And if we go into the boot, you'll notice, unusual for this year of Fiesta, there's no speakers being cut in the parcel shelf. Ignition key opens the boot, which again, you normally have about 5 keys by now, so that's really good. So nice and neat on that parcel shelf. We do have an old school, if I don't throw it away, old school steering wheel lock. And then it has the boot load cover protector in there. The full size carpet, which again, we'll remove that. The correct wooden boards, it's all nice and neat. All fits properly, it's not one of these sort of home market bodge job ones. And then underneath there, really nice and neat in there. No sign of any trapped moisture. All very good. Back of the seat on that side is nice and neat. The plastics on either side are good as well. So what I did notice, we've got a little bubbling, just starting to pop up there. A lot of that's water, so we'll ignore that, but just a little bubble there. We caught on something at some point, it's just bubbled up ever so slightly, so we're pointing that out. And then passenger side door, again, lovely and clean and tidy on that door card. The only real clue at your Popular Plus is this piece of trim on the dash. Very nice and tidy on the passenger seat. We have got two little snags in the seat there. They haven't broken it or anything, they've sort of been clipped, if you like. Lovely and clean on the rest of the seat. Again, we've got a mat down on this side, all nice and neat. The carpet set underneath there, lovely and clean. We'll pop the bonnet while we're there. So original Popular Plus engine in there, 950 odd cc. Inner wings and everything all nice and neat. The firewall's lovely. Backside of the bonnet's good. You've got a bit of remnants and some wax oil down on the hinges. But all very neat in there. All the plaques nice and visible where they should be. Both sides, the one on this side and on the passenger side. Got an old service sticker there from Brislington in Bristol. Service carried out in 93. All nice in there. We'll get it fired up. We've got a little bit of choke on. Nice cold engine start up. Same key that opened the boot. Fired up on the button. Ticking over nice and happy. With nothing nasty flying out the back. So there you have it. A lot of attention to detail got into it. Ford Fiesta Mark 1 XR2 replica. Like I said, if it was the real one, it would be £25,000 in that condition now. If you check the description, we'll detail everything that's been done to it, the ownership, there is a recent history file with it. We'll put all of that in there for you as well. Any other questions, please get in touch. Thank you.